Born in the pines where the axes sing loud. Generations deep, we're a proud, tough crowd. Hands on the Bible, the timber, the steel. Faith in the Lord, the life that we feel. God, guns, and sawdust, it's in our veins. Through the sweat and the toil, through the joy and the pain. We stand on the roots of the trees we felled. Faith in the maker, stories to tell.
Well, good evening and welcome back to God, Guns, and Sawdust. Tonight we're going to do something just a little bit different. You know, you always got that friend, he pulls up in front of the house and says, "Hey, get in, we're going for a ride."
Oh, yeah.
Y'all hop in the truck, we're going over to the big house.
We're going for a ride with Alan and Eric Canady tonight. And I don't even know where we're going, so this is going to be just as much fun for Ryan and I because they've got the keys and we have no idea where we're headed, Ryan.
We're along for the ride.
So let's pray. Alan's going to need to pray for this because he's the only one that knows what's going on so far.
It's a long ride.
Let us pray. Our most dear Heavenly Father, we come to you this time, thanking you for this time that we come together today and talk a little bit about your creation. Father, we are so thankful to be able to do this podcast like this in different parts of the U.S. Father, most importantly, we know we cannot do anything we're doing here tonight without you. And we really are very thankful for the blessings that you stow upon each and every one of us. We are so thankful that you've looked over us through this mission here for Wood for Warriors. Father, we are so thankful to have this place right here to be able to do these podcasts at this time. And Father, we are so thankful for the ones around that's really helped out here at Wood for Warriors. And wow, if the world, we just pray that we can teach your word, save more people. Father, so thankful again for Jesus who died on a cross for the remission of our sins, so we may have hope of eternal life one day. All these things we ask in your Son's name, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. So, we're in the car. We're going for a ride. Where are we going, boys? I'm excited.
Well, it was you, Eric.
Is it more about where we're going or where we had been?
Why does it always go to it's you, Eric? See,
I
I haven't
know.
known Eric a whole long time, but it always comes back to somehow being Eric's fault.
Because I have all the big ideas, I guess.
It was a really good idea.
Big ideas and only half of the way to execute them. So then I call my friends.
I see.
I guess. I don't know. Is that right, Alan?
Eric and I have known each other
A while.
Probably about 7
7 or 8 years.
yeah.
Somewhere in there.
And we've cut some timber together. I know we've got a really good friendship, and you know, we both respect each other a lot, and that's one of the biggest things. And Eric needs help, I go help him. I need help, he comes helps me. It's one of them really cool friendships, you know. Even though we are like an hour and 15 minutes away, it doesn't matter.
You say that. It takes like an hour and 40, 45, but I think you don't even know what a speed limit sign looks like.
Have you seen him drive?
I rode with him like one time.
Well, I know
the
that
reason it was
when
only
we went
one
up to
time.
Maine for Bangor for the login show up in Bangor a few months ago, my wife was driving and Alan was driving, and they both have lead feet.
Yeah.
I think one time we were doing like 115. Did you hear that, Dad? Did
Probably,
you hear that?
every bit.
But here's the other thing that I've noticed is that time isn't really Alan's strong suit.
No.
He's kind
Time
of a
means
free
nothing
spirit.
to Alan.
He kind of goes wherever the wind takes him at that point in time.
And sometimes
So-
it's at his back.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a heavy tailwind when he's driving.
Not usually. So it all started with needing to help somebody. Who'd we help or what did we need to do to help? Because I'm trying to figure out where we're going still.
So Eric got a whole bunch of people together to go to North Carolina, Swannanoa, and we're going to take wood splitters and stuff down there to split firewood for the people of Swannanoa.
I remember
Hurricane
seeing that on
victims.
your reels
Hurricane
when you
victims.
guys went down to help all the hurricane victims. All right.
And so he reached out to me too because I had a wood splitter also, and Eric hauled it down there for us. It ended up being great. Unfortunately, Green Bean got sick just before we left. He couldn't go with us, but we went down there. That was the first time I think I myself had ever donated my time as far as firewood.
For all of us, probably, really.
Yes.
I think.
For real, that was.
I think it was all. Yeah, I think it was the first time for all.
So was it hard to haul that Fisker's axe all the way to North
Yeah,
Carolina?
that's what you read my mind. That's exactly what I was wondering.
I'm just trying to figure out why this was difficult because
I just thought he could just rent a Prius and just throw it in the back seat.
Right.
But, you know.
he'd look good in a Prius.
Yeah, I'd have a little dent in the top though, wouldn't it?
He'd wear it very well.
Hey, I don't mind what it is, dude. It gets me point A to point B. It might be a roller skate, but you'd be laughing, but I'd be saving cash. You know what I'm saying?
So did you bring the wood splitter down, or did you bring the wood splitter down?
I brought the Easton made model.
Okay, that makes more
1222.
sense. I
That
was still
thing was
trying to
a
figure out
beast.
why the Fiskers were so hard to transport, but I'm
I brought
back
it
on
too.
track now.
Oh, I brought it too. It was
Well,
fun.
I drive
you
a
brought both
Ford.
of
I mean,
them.
it's
Oh, yeah.
Oh, all right.
you know, with a Ford, that's
You drive it
that
or
can
you
be a
push
good-
it?
That could be a good load sometimes.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. That's very, very true.
I've owned Fords. I hear you. They're great when they run. They're all great when they run.
Yeah,
When
they
they
run.
don't run, boy, they're all miserable.
Well, it doesn't matter what brand it is.
No, when they're broke, and if you got good friends, when they're broke, they'll let you know that you drive the worst brand ever and that you broke it and that it's no good. Because broke a chainsaw a couple months ago, and I've been hearing about that like every day since.
Oh,
so.
you mean a Husqvarna, the one that had so much power you couldn't handle it?
Yeah,
I
yeah, here we
remember
go.
that one.
One of us needs better friends, Russ, because I got a friend that's glad when my stuff breaks because then he hears money ringing. Like he's
Is
my
that-
mechanic. So, you know, we're friends, but he's my mechanic. So he's like, oh, yeah, you should buy a Ford.
Hey,
Job security.
I don't know if I'd call that
Hope Clayton's
necessarily
watching
a
this.
friend,
Well,
Ryan.
you know, truthfully, with these modern vehicles and the throwaway society we have today,
Right.
They're not made to last anymore.
No.
No, that's why I drive Ford because they will kind of outlast some of them, you know.
they
Well,
do.
They've
At least
done
they're
well to me, and Dodges have done well to me, and GMs I just refuse to own. So
No.
if Alan drives them, I don't think they can
Well,
handle me.
I did until the government really bailed them out. I've been going down the Ford Road.
I've
and
noticed.
That is the number one leading. Well, it's not totally made in America, but I guess it's like 3/4. It's like better than all the rest of them American main parts. So
Mine are made in Louisville, Kentucky.
yeah, and the rest of them are made in China.
Right.
So we loaded up the wood splitter. We went to North Carolina.
Yeah, back to the point.
We hauled that heavy Fiskars splitting axe down, and we helped some people.
Yeah.
And we did it together, or you did it together.
We did.
What
It was-
happened?
Oh man, it was Tim and
So,
so
yeah,
many
like
people,
I didn't,
man, so many people.
you know, I didn't even know where to start, right? So, you know, I called up Jason and I'm like, you know, hey, you know, would you go with us? He's like, yeah. I was like, perfect. And then, you know, I don't know. Tim had been down to North Carolina to help multiple times since the hurricane. I'm maybe only twice before that event. I can't remember, but
And he
he's
was
been
a
down 2 or
sheriff.
3 times since then. He's a retired
Sheriff.
Seymour City police officer. Yeah. And then,
It's almost
And I
like he
didn't
heard his
really-
name.
I didn't really even know Tim very well up until that point, and so we were. I think we were bagging. I think we were
being
bagging
invaded by
kindling to
peanut
take
gallery.
with us or something, and Tim came over to help with that, and like I hadn't been around him very much before, so like we really got to know each other, and he's like, "Well, I want to go with you guys. Is that okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Well, you know, I know you have done, you know, cut a little bit of firewood, but I don't want you to be alarmed or intimidated. But we're going to do like 10 semi-loads of firewood in 1 week." And you should have seen his eyes. They were the size of this table. And I'm like, "No, it's okay. We're trained professionals. We have the, like, this is not that big of a deal."
You've watched
shouldn't be
YouTube
that big of a
videos,
deal.
and you're going to stay at a Holiday Inn.
Right.
You're good.
Something
It's a
like
Holiday
that.
Inn Express. Got to stay at the Holiday Inn Express.
Without the Express, it's only 8 loads in a week.
We were considering the Marriott because
Yeah.
they were boasting 12, but we were on a budget.
Holiday Inn Express has the most comfortable pillows.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
I
what
will agree
Princess
to
over
that.
here says. So when we got to stay at a hotel, I want to stay at the Holiday Inn Express. And I'm like, or we could get an Airbnb. He's like, but the beds are comfortable at a Holiday Inn Express. And I'm like, or we could stay at an Airbnb because it's cheaper. He's like, but they got really nice pillows at the Holiday Express. And I'm like, all right, he wants to stay at the Holiday Express. Let's just go there. He's like, great, sounds awesome. So that's how that usually goes lately.
Nice.
I just like the
He wants-
Airbnbs. I mean, Beth and I, Sean, we got the Airbnb. I think it's cool. Every place you go, it's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
Sure.
And it feels like you're coming home. You shut the door.
Yeah, the host
Everybody
usually-
goes to their own room.
Yeah, the host usually try to make you feel wanted and welcome
Yep.
there.
I love it.
not just like a part of their job, like at a
Well, yeah,
hotel.
you got to pass 10 people. Get on the elevator. Somebody stinks, or someone's dripping water all over your
Don't
feet.
talk
and they
about me
just
like that. We're on the air. They can't smell me.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I
If they
can.
could smell
I'm
all
right
of
next
us
to
That's
right
a
now.
hard-working man right there.
But if,
you know what I'm saying?
if looks could smell, I would stink right now.
You do. I'll testify to that.
That's
I'm sorry,
okay.
I've been working today.
We all did. It was awesome.
I actually look like I've been working today.
You do.
Was that mostly because you were working or trying to get your machine working again?
Because I was working because my machine wasn't.
Ah, I see.
So I had to try to make up for it with much harder methods. But anyway, well, you guys, we're 10 miles from the
We
store.
go everywhere.
Yeah.
But we're
Look,
in
look,
North
look.
Carolina and we're
we
helping.
don't suffer from ADD. Everybody that listens to us
No,
suffers
you seem
from
to
our
enjoy
ADD.
it. Yeah, you seem to enjoy
absolutely.
it. There's no suffer.
Alan and I are the poster child for it.
So I remember seeing the reels and the videos from when you guys went down and you guys were posting. I know you brought a bunch of gift cards at one point and handed a bunch of
man.
gift cards and stuff out.
But I didn't get one.
They weren't for you. They were for the people that you were helping.
Right. And the thing of it was, a whole bunch of people from church, they got together and they gave us a whole bunch of gift cards to make sure we gave to the people down there. And when we went up to, whenever I went up there one time, I mean, that was just before Eric and I went, when I had the cards that we passed out. And we went to Bumpus Cove. That's over around Tennessee area. East
I'll take
Tennessee.
your word for it. I'm not from here, y'all.
Oh man, I'm telling you what, it was beautiful down there. But everything, like we went to pull down this road at Bumpus Cove, and a guy standing there with his hands on his hips, looking at his house, and you could see where the river came through one side of the house and out the other. Inside was nothing, and he just standing there. So me and Green Bean pulled up, and he turned around and looked at us, and I handed him that card for $75 from Lowe's, and I said, I know this isn't much, but a lot of people from my church, my local church, knew I was coming down here, and they wanted me to give this to people that really needed it. And you broke my heart sitting here seeing you look at it with nothing. And there was nothing behind this house, just big rocks and rubble. You know what I mean? You could see where some trees had been. And he said, you know, right behind my house there used to be 6 acres of woods. Do you see what it is now? He said when they started talking about the storm that we were supposed to get, he said we laughed. We thought it was a joke and we ain't moving. He said they felt a big rumble and a shake. And he told his wife, he said, I don't like it. I think we need to leave. Something's coming and I don't know what it is and it's not letting up. They had a four-wheel drive truck. No more than they got the kids out of the house. One kid, him and his wife, into the truck, started it up, locked it in four-wheel drive, and the water was to the hood as he drove out of it. If they would have waited 2 minutes, he said, I would not be standing here talking to you right now. We would all have been dead.
How old was this guy?
This guy was around 55.
Wow.
I mean, there was a lot of people that said not very many people died in Hurricane Helene. I know a lot of oh man, so many people were trying to cover it up when it came to news people. It was insane. But I know Green Bean and I, when we went to Tennessee, we actually smelled our first 2 bodies we had ever smelled in our life. And it wasn't a joke. And there was like nobody looking. Nobody trying to find anybody. Everybody was still trying to deal with everything else.
Yep.
FEMA was nowhere to be found. Everybody said they were down there. I was down there for 2 weeks and never seen one. In some of the worst spots you had ever seen, man. So, yeah, you watch devastation. There was kids that were crying and screaming, looking for their mom and dad that they'd never seen, and vice versa.
Yep.
All you had to have was a Bible and God. That's pray. It was some of the stories and what I seen myself. It's crazy.
Disasters like that seem to bring out the best and the worst in people.
Wow.
And
yeah.
if you talk to a lot of people that we actually, so when we were down there, we were like, well, we need help moving all this wood to get it to the places it needs to go to. And, so we got hooked up with some absolutely amazing salt of the earth people that were all fairly local to where we were at.
Oh my goodness.
And they would tell you that, there's good and bad stories, but for the most part of the locals, there's some bad people that came in and tried to take advantage of the situation. And that's a whole nother topic.
Oh my goodness.
That's probably not even something that needs to go on this podcast. But beside of that, so there was some bad come out of it. But as far as local people there, it pretty much brought out the good in them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I mean, when we went, so Helene happened in what, September?
It was the last, I can remember where I was at. I was actually,
because
they hit
September,
our county. We caught the edge of it up there in the mountains of Virginia, there in Bland County. We caught the, I'm not going to say we were the easternmost edge, but we were probably about the northeastern edge of it. I know we got a little bit of storm damage in our place. Our road, they had to bring in the swiftwater rescue teams, and we did not have it anything like the people in North Carolina.
But where the media wasn't covering it very well, so, we heard about it, but you don't realize what it did. And then in November, my wife and I came down for a friend's wedding. Well, actually, my whole family did. We had the kids and everything. And we stayed at an Airbnb in Hartford, Tennessee, which is right off of 40, real close to the state line, North Carolina state line. And so while we were there in November, just on the Tennessee side of the line, which is nothing like the other side, I was like, wow. Like, this area is pretty rough. Like, it hit pretty good here, and this is not the bad part, And it kind of opened my eyes, and I started to do some research on it,
Mm-hmm.
You have to look for this stuff to really figure it out, And then you get on you go down this wormhole. You get on YouTube, and it's like this hidden world of info that you would never know about if you weren't looking, and then you start finding the videos of Ground Zero. And, it kind of, I've got my own business, so we got 10 million things going on in the fall, and we're getting ready for winter, and, and it was sitting there eating at me, like, hey, we need to do something. I don't know, what can we do? I don't know, but we need to do something, And, anyway, long story short, because of my time in the logging business, I'm on Eastern Loggers on Facebook, and then, I saw posts where Jason had took a group down right after Christmas to cut firewood there, and I'm like, it's like a big light bulb. Hey, that's what we can do. You know what I mean? That's something we can do. That's a skill we have to offer. I'm not a philanthropist. I'm not a millionaire, but winter's coming. These people got to stay. Actually, winter was already here, But these people need to stay warm. They can burn firewood, even if they don't have electricity or propane. They can burn firewood, even if it's in a barrel or an open fire. It's a way to stay warm, or cook, or both. Maybe even a way to heat their water and take a bath. I don't know. But it's something we can do. It's a skill in our wheelhouse, and we can definitely make it happen. So anyway, long story short, that's how we ended up coming up with this whole thing. And, and then we were trying to go down in January, and then
it didn't happen.
And
Things came up.
Yeah, stuff happened, and it just wasn't going to happen.
Yep.
And then so we ended up going down in February. And we lucked into some really good weather.
I think it all was really supposed to happen that way, Eric.
It was.
It really was.
No, it really was.
It was.
It really was. We had really good weather, which worked out because we're all hardy guys, but like we ended up staying in one great big hunting tent.
Yep.
It was great.
Getting cozy.
We
was
had
awesome.
one heck of a good time.
We did.
And we all grew close with each other. And I mean,
The breakfast every morning.
I mean, it was.
There's a lot to be said about that.
It was an
though.
amazing.
If you look at the history of the timber industry, those men lived together for months at a time in remote camps away from town. And when you get into that type of environment, you've got a group of guys together. Whether you know it or you realize it or not, you start to pick up on what somebody else's habits are and what they like to do, and you work around each other without ever really realizing it.
Oh, yeah.
And the next thing you know, what started as a clumsy group tripping over each other, all of a sudden they've got it figured out and stuff's getting done.
Like we know Mikey likes to snore, and Tim likes donuts.
Yeah.
and this is part of what really founded this country when
Absolutely.
when
It
our
is.
ancestors came here. And I've traveled in all over the United States. I've lived, being from Virginia, but I've lived in the Rockies and whatnot. When you get in the more mountainous areas, you have a more pioneering spirit. And, my dad used to say that. And, people in the rural areas in general in this country, but the mountainous areas, people tend to take care of themselves a lot more.
It's more living.
Yeah.
When you get to the city and you've got everything there versus surviving. And I think when you go back to those times where you have a big, massive natural disaster that comes through, the people that know how to survive rather than to live are the ones that pick the pieces up and start to put it back together.
Right.
And I think that's what's missing a lot. And that's kind of some of what we want this podcast to be for, is to help people realize that just because things are easy doesn't mean they've always been easy. And they're not supposed to be easy.
Well, today's necessities were yesterday's luxuries.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amen.
You think about cell phones and the internet and things like that. That wasn't there.
Can you say that again?
Yeah, absolutely. Today's necessities were yesterday's luxuries.
Oh,
Right.
man, look at that memory.
Even a black dog finds an acorn every once in a while.
Let's let people let that sink in for a second.
So
like,
one
really
more
what
time,
that means,
because you got to hear it 3 times to remember it. That's
it actually
that's one
takes
of the
7 touches.
Well, we'll get there before the end.
We got through.
Marketing 101,
Today's
Russell.
necessities were yesterday's luxuries. So you think about that.
Right.
You think that from the clothes we wear to the cars we drive,
Or the log splitters that we
to the
run
log splitters, to the
to
chainsaws
make
that
that
we
firewood
run,
that you guys did.
every aspect of your life. Hurricane Helene and some of these other natural disasters. I've, living in some of the places I have, like where we lived in Idaho is a high mountain valley, and we had probably 50% of our neighbors were off grid and were homesteading and survivalists. And, the average person that sits there and sees this stuff and thinks about it, it's really comical. You sit there and think about these people, especially from the cities. They're thinking that, when society collapses, they're going to run to the mountains and deer hunt. And they're going to hunt for their survival.
But they don't even know how to do it. But they're going to do it.
Well, let's think about it from a logistical standpoint. You take Virginia, for instance. There's 1 to 1.2 million deer, and there's 9 million people. The average white-tailed deer has 35 pounds of meat. The average human being eats 66 pounds of red meat a year.
There's some statistics here.
Yeah, the math isn't math.
He's our encyclopedia.
Well, it doesn't matter when these people all run to the hills thinking they're going to fend for themselves.
And then they don't know how to
They're going to get to
preserve
the hills and be greeted with the end of a barrel because the people that are already in the hills are like, get out of my hill.
That's right. This is mine. What you doing?
That's exactly
That's
right.
not going to work.
No,
No.
I don't blame them.
No, I heard it said one time, and as a Southerner, if I owned a beach and you want a dump truck load of sand, I'll give you as many dump trucks as you want.
What you got over there, big guy?
You come to my
Those
beach
snackies.
to steal a grain of sand, and we got a problem.
Right. Yeah.
A big one.
Yep.
I know when we were in North Carolina the first time when we were there, and the people we met.
The last time.
Oh man,
Really good people.
Yes.
Oh, and some of them are here today.
Yes.
Some of them been
yeah.
here at Wood for Warriors. As you could tell, the table is. We're doing a couple pre-recording things here. We do this sometimes where we all can't get together. Russ is from Maine. I'm from Indiana. Eric's from Indiana, an hour from me.
And I'll tell you,
See, now it's only an hour.
just a little
I'm
short
telling you.
thing.
An hour and
Usually,
a
the
half.
closer you get to doing the right thing, the harder the devil's going to pull at you
Boy,
to keep you away.
That is no joke.
Look at what we've gone through, or what we went through with the Wood for Warriors thing, either to get here, once we were here, and to get back home.
We haven't
Because
got
it
that
wasn't
far yet.
easy.
We haven't got home yet. Let's
Well,
just
but
one
I'm
day at a
home
time.
when I'm watching this, so I know it's not going to be as
Yeah.
easy to get home as it was to get down here, because it's just not.
So, can I go back to the beginning for just a minute because
Go
it
for it.
ties into exactly where we're sitting.
Man,
right
if
here
we
now.
had the Wayback Machine time noise, we'd put
Well-
it in right now, but we don't, so...
Where's that DeLorean?
Okay.
Oh. 88 miles an hour.
All right, come on, Marty. Let's focus this.
Marty.
I was
So-
flying.
Marty.
I was flying.
Okay, so in the beginning,
There was rocks and caves.
While Jason and his crew were down here right after Christmas, like the weekend after Christmas, I'm trying to put this whole thing together. And so I was talking to Vernon Miller and then he got me hooked up with Jason. And Jason's like, well, we're down here and I'm busy. When I get home from all this and I unpack everything physically, mentally, whatever, I'll send you all my contacts. Well, I'm sitting at home and I'm like, no, that won't do. I can't wait that long. Not a frustration with him, but I got a one-track mind. I'm focused on planning this trip out. I got to work on this right here and now. So, and I'm trying to find a place to do all this firewood at. So the place where we ended up using is the same place where Jason did it at. But it's a good, you could get the trucks in and you could unload the logs there and you could work it in the firewood there, but you couldn't leave the firewood there. So I was trying to find a place that is a distribution hub that we could leave the firewood at.
Yep.
And I hadn't been here to understand that no hub has room for 10 semi-loads worth of firewood. But that's what I was looking for in my head.
For a guy that does a lot of firewood, 10 semi-loads of firewood is a lot of firewood.
I'm aware how much it is, but I didn't know how the hubs things work here.
It grows as you split it. It's magic.
Oh, I know. So anyway,
trust me, we know.
So in my quest to find a different location that I thought might be more suitable to work.
This is great. We're on quests and finding location. This is a great story. I like this.
Nowadays, I'm in the landscaping business. So, I go to...
you're seeing green all day long.
Oh, yeah. So I go to my group of people, and I'm like, who's in this area, that might be able to help me find a place, to do this or whatever. I'm looking for some contacts and resources.
So you look for landscapers down in this area? Is that what you were doing?
Yeah.
I got a yard you can mow.
To reach out to that might have ideas of a place we could, So anyway, and somehow in all that, people are giving me phone numbers to people, and I'm calling them up and trying to explain what we're trying to do. And somehow or another, someone gave me Aaron's number. Okay. And he's like...
You mean like Wood for Warriors, Aaron?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And he's like, we talk on the phone. He's like, yeah, man, no, it sounds great. It sounds awesome. When you guys get down here, I'd love to come and help you. But, I don't really have the right kind of place for that. And I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, sounds good. He's like, well, give us a call once you're down here. We'll come meet up with you. And I didn't totally understand what they were doing, but I'm like, I want to circle back to this after we get back home. I'm going to call you up so we can have a discussion about what Wood for Warriors is. And so that's how I got introduced to Aaron.
Yes.
And then while we're there in Swan Noah, he's like, we're about an hour away, but, we'd like to come and help you. And I'm like, well, we think our biggest problem is going to be getting rid of all this wood. And he's like, well, yeah, we can come and help haul the wood then if you don't want help splitting it up. And I'm like, okay, yeah. In my head, I'm like, we got all this equipment. We're gonna power right through this wood. Well, the devil had other plans, but that's another subject. But anyway, so him and Amber show up, and we get their trailer loaded, and they go make a delivery, and they come back, and we're broke down, but we had some wood piled up, and I'm like, well, just take my dump trailer. It's already loaded. And so they took that, and I wanted him to be able to bring some firewood back here to Wood for Warriors HQ. And then, I thought every day they come to Swan Noah, they need to take a load of wood home. And then that one day it didn't even happen because we were broke down, and we had all these people with dump trucks and dump trailers that are local here.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than having people waiting on you, especially when they're waiting on you and they're not getting paid because they're just there to help.
Right.
That's a stressful thing.
And
anybody that owns their own business knows that when people are waiting on you, it doesn't matter what it is. That is the worst thing ever.
And we had some old guys that were just not in good shape to be splitting wood,
right,
and they were just driving truck. And now they're standing around, they're feeling bad, so they're trying to get in and help split wood. And I'm like, no, please don't. I don't want you to get hurt or whatever.
There were so many people that came over to the Eastern Made when you were breakdown. Man, I mean, we had an Eastern Made pumping. It never could stop, dude, the whole time we were there. And we had 6 guys. I know the sheriff was on it. Ed, Gina, Amber, little bitty Amber, man. She's like what?
4'3",
4'3", 4'4".
4'5", maybe.
Oh my word!
She'll tell you she's 4'5.5. I guarantee it.
She might be like 86 pounds, maybe, if she's got a camel pack loaded full of water on her back.
It was amazing how everybody just pitched in. Everything got done. How many cords did we do? Over 100 cords in a week.
It was crazy.
Yep.
How everything just worked out, and there wasn't 20 rick they let us keep there, and the rest of it all got hauled off because everybody that needed it.
The guy that owned the yard we were working at has an grading business.
Yep.
In some parts of the Midwest, it's an excavation business. But anyway, So he has triaxle dump trucks, and he's like, well, I know some people that could use some wood. If you leave a couple dump truck loads there, I can get rid of that. But anyways, that's how I met Aaron. And then, I felt bad that, they would come and help a couple days, and we somehow weren't able to send them in with any wood back to here, to Wood for Warriors HQ. So, so we figured we'd have all this wood knocked out by like Thursday, and then Friday we'd just chill or help deliver firewood, and then Saturday go home, and then it didn't quite work out that way. But that's really a whole nother entire podcast to get into the details of that whole week. But anyway, so, I called him up Friday evening or something, and I'm like, hey, we'd kind of like to come out and check your place out tomorrow and see what this is all about. And he's like, okay, yeah. And he's like, well, what do you guys want to do? You want to come help split some wood or something, And I'm like, I don't know. And we just want to come check it out, So I was like, guys, load them up. We've brought like 4 or 5 dump trucks and trailer loads of wood out here.
It was awesome.
And, we're like, we need to take them some wood. Like, they came and helped us,
And Eric got it all set up to go. And we go down there. And you know what they end up doing?
We go down here.
Come down here to where we're at. Wood for Warriors. We all stop on the road. And they go, all right, Alan, get out. Go down the road. Let's get this on video rolling in, because they have no clue we're coming with over 25 rick of firewood. They don't even know.
Well, we're also like, find out if this is actually the right driveway.
Yeah, make sure this is
before we surprise some random homeowner with 10
what you're
cords of
telling
wood.
me is Alan was the cannon
Guinea
fodder
pig.
to see it.
Now look, hey, I got my old bibs on.
Who could be any better for that anyway?
Right?
One strap on, one strap off, and I'm headed down Aaron's driveway.
What
All
they
of a
were
sudden-
hoping was that he had enough of a good old boy card that if he walked down the wrong driveway, nobody was going to blast him back out to the road.
Right.
That's what they were
My
hoping
cousin
for.
He looks like a mountain
That's
man.
right.
I mean,
Obviously, it still worked. You're still sitting over there chomping on your candy.
Hey,
so,
You hit on something.
One tooth at a time.
Never underestimate the power of the good old boy card.
That's right.
well, that's just it.
And you
And
don't
I mean,
abuse it.
we've touched on that a few times. I mean, when you get a good group of guys together, it doesn't matter how well you know each other. If I know Eric because he's a friend with Ryan, and Eric needs something, and Ryan says, hey, we're going.
Yep.
That's it.
well,
And I mean, that's kind of what
So-
happened with you guys when you rolled in here.
So
and Wood for
whenever-
Warriors ties in with Hoosier Firewood Hysteria.
Sure.
Yep.
And that was, I didn't even, till the ride home from here,
Well,
that's from Swannanoa.
That's where I got tied in with y'all at.
Right.
know,
Until the ride home from Swannanoa, I'd never even heard of Hoosier Firewood Hysteria.
So
It's 2
here's-
hours from me.
And I hadn't heard of Hoosier until I went to Hope, which we do in Pennsylvania. And they're like, hey, do you guys go out to the Hoosier Firewood Hysteria? And I'm like, well, what's that? And we end up out in Indiana. The Woodhound community in general, just as a general statement, is probably one of the best and most tight-knit communities that I have ever personally seen myself.
And I don't know where really. I think I was just walking around there, and I'm like, you're over here with this big black and green all
Yeah.
wood, and you're like over here talking. I'm like, well, this is a wild looking machine, and he's like, it's the fastest hydraulic splitter ever, and I'm like, really?
It's good for mashing a thumb.
I was like, let's
And
see
losing a
this. So he
pinky
fires
and-
it up, and he's like, well, it's a little slow when the fluid's cold. And he's like half throttle, and it's like 3 seconds at half throttle with cold fluid. And I mean, it was like not very warm out. It was like 50
was
degrees. It was
cold.
not
That was
summertime.
rain.
a miserable wet day.
And I was like, wow. And then I'm like, holy crap, this cylinder has 2 dump valves. Like, there's like 2 1 1/4 lines come off the. I'm like, I'm sitting here. I know a little bit about hydraulics, and I'm like,
There's some technology there.
There's some serious volume going on here.
All right, now back to the original story.
But I think
where
that's how we
were
met
at.
Russ. I think
It is.
because then we got chatting, and then I don't know. Here we are.
now,
so-
Russ and I go all the way back to Paul Bunyan last year.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
My wife actually got me hooked up with Ryan. That was, I look over and she's running a firewood processor.
Oh, I remember.
And she doesn't do anything with firewood. She's just over there running the Typhoon. She's like, hey, come here. I was like, what? She goes, they need dealers. I'm like, great. And I was kind of done with it at that point. She's like, no, talk to him. I like this guy. And Ryan says, well, she's a bad judge in character, but here's my pitch.
It's being friends with me is a sketchy life choice, but I
Isn't that
appreciate
the
the
truth?
outreach.
So, I mean, I think we all got brought together, but it's part of that Woodhound community.
It
It
is,
wasn't
and-
that we were trying to get in. It's that somebody else brought us in. It goes back to that good old boy card.
Yeah, whenever we came down and we stopped out there, and I took off walking down the driveway. Like I said, I had one bib on, one bib off.
Now, did you do that before you went down the driveway for safety purposes?
No, he does it all the time.
I do it all the time.
No, he does it all the time.
So anyway, I get walking down through, and all of a sudden,
You ought to hear Beth. I can't remember where we were at, but the other week she was giving him, "You're not taking off that other strap, are you?" Yeah, she's over there in the peanut gallery giggling right now. She's like, "Yep, that was me." I think that was at
Well,
Maine.
I just didn't know if 2 straps on was like thug and 1 strap off was good old boy or what. I mean,
I think it's a commitment. 2 straps is just too much trouble for him. It's
man,
too much
tell you
commitment.
What, it just, you get that one strap off, then
He feels more free. He gets more freedom of movement.
So it's just
all
like
that muscle and that
just like when the wife gets home and the first thing she does is throw on her pajamas.
Yeah, yours does that too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I thought it was just mine.
No, instant.
No.
She'll be
They all
looking
do it?
real
Mine
nice.
does
We'll
it
be
too?
out in
Mine will
town.
go check
We're
that,
home
Beth?
5 seconds.
Beth doesn't. Do
I look
that.
and I'm like,
Beth is a weirdo.
she's in her pajamas already.
Mine will go check.
Well,
the
she puts up with Alan.
Mine will go
She
check
does.
the cows in pajamas and whatnot. She's out there in flip flops, barefoot. Cows crap will just squirt up between her toes and what she doesn't care.
Does she
I married Ellie Mae
I
Clamp.
hope she showers every night. But does she have cow print pajamas?
Hey, guess what? It doesn't matter.
I'm sure she does.
Pretty sure you don't know.
She's just
Do
sleeping
you
with
have
Ryan
any idea how many
anyway.
pairs she has?
Do you not pay attention to your wife? You shouldn't answer that.
no,
Don't answer that. Never mind. I should have even asked
Don't
that.
help.
I should have even asked that.
I'll just leave it alone. Anywho,
We don't
back,
even need it.
back to walking down and delivering firewood. This is what happens, Eric. This is what happens.
What in the world? Hey, look, squirrel.
So you
Yeah.
surprised Aaron and Amber with all this firewood, right? What
It
happened?
was awesome when I walked in. Amber came up. She's like, she's over
are you
pointing at me.
doing?
Well, here come Aaron, man. He's walking like, who are you? Why are you walking down my driveway? Well, about the time he gets up to me and sees who I am, he goes, "What in the world are you doing?"
Well, I think we told you. We're like, you're trying to figure out if this is the right place for one. So that could be your story.
Yep.
You're walking up here before, like, to make sure we don't just all pull in some random driveway.
Right.
Of course, he didn't realize that we were bringing
Firewood.
firewood or a whole half a parade of trucks and trailers. So, like, he probably thought we're all just going to show up in a pickup, 4 or 5 of us.
Yep.
So, like, he wasn't expecting, like,
It was really cool because when
12 or 15 of us.
I said, well, they just wanted me to get a video of him pulling in. He goes, oh, okay. And then went right back to doing what he was
Yeah, they
doing.
were splitting wood with their wolf ridge. Yeah.
Yep, their wolf ridge, and it was him and his wife and his
And Raylan.
10-year-old.
Was it Raylan?
Ray.
Yeah.
Yes, still my word.
No, I mean, was Raylan the one, or was it? I can't remember his older son name.
Raylan was out there with him.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, it doesn't. Even
Anyway.
matter. Yeah.
Well, then about the time I texted Eric and said, we're good, here they came. Well, they're in the middle of doing what they're doing. And they come in the driveway, and it's like a loop around driveway. And when he looked up and seen these truckloads of wood, he automatically got emotional. Couldn't believe that we pulled in there with all this wood.
Was it split?
Yep.
Yeah.
All of it was split, ready to go.
What
in the
kind
trailer
of
and
firewood
gone.
dealers do you think we're trying to pretend to be?
Shady
It was
ones.
amazing.
I know both of you.
Listen,
especially
hey,
you.
listen. If I'm trying to sell you something, I might give you a little bit of a pitch that's far fetched. But if I am going to voluntarily give you something out of the goodness of my heart, it is with all the goodness.
Which is how much?
All of it.
Well, that's what I was
It's a
wondering
lie.
too. I was starting.
Enough to take split wood to somebody.
For those of you that don't know Eric,
splitting wood is not easy.
let me let you in on just a little secret here. My first time I met Eric, I learned more about Eric than I've learned about any person in my entire life in just the course of about 2.5 hours. So
You
when
must
he
know how to
says he
ask
gives
that
you
question.
all the goodness in his heart, he means it.
I tell you what, it was the coolest thing though when we got here and we dumped all that wood out and we said we said a prayer and everything, and it was just, that was one of the moments that I knew what we were had to do. Because when we walked away from talking, we all walked over by the wood pile and I was like, hey, Wood for Warriors, why can't we do here what we do at Who's Your Firewood Hysteria?
Mm-hmm.
Mike Williams does an awesome job
But
there,
you had to
man.
explain to me what Who's Your Firewood Hysteria was.
So
on the
was
way
that
home.
last year
Who's
that
your-
all this happened? Or
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I mean,
It was like,
No, it was in February this year.
February.
February.
Yes.
So this is really like what we did
This
a
was
few weeks
recent
ago was the
development.
first Wood for Warriors like get together where a bunch of people came and did this stuff then.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we went to Who's Your Firewood Hysteria, that was not, Mike Williams has done that for a while, but they have a campground
3 years.
there.
Yeah.
This is
3
third-
years.
This
Yeah,
is the
this
third
is the
year.
Third
year.
year, and
Yep.
every year it gets bigger, which I know Wood for Warriors is going to be the same way.
Yep.
Uh, I think this is already the size
Right at
of
it.
it. Of
Yeah.
at least year 2, if not year 3,
Yeah.
of Hoosier
Yes.
Firewood Hysteria.
And I mean, that's
and this
the
is his
thing.
first year.
Yeah, these events, they grow so fast. So,
What's the purpose?
Hope last year, when we went to Hope, we did 57 cord of firewood in 7 hours, the group of us that came. Now, for those of you that don't know what 57 full cord of firewood looks like, that's a lot of firewood in 7 hours.
That's 128 cubic foot per cord stacked.
Thank you,
Or
Dr. Wood.
180
Very
loose.
good, Ryan.
I like that.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah,
Big
very,
room,
very
baby.
informative.
Is that
It's a-
kind of like 4
it's
foot
a
by 4
big
foot by
pile.
8 foot if it's stacked?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So,
Oh, look at
anyways, we did
Well, for the
57
average
cords.
person.
So that was last year, right? That was the second year that they did it. This is the third year they're doing it. They want to do 130 cord this year.
That's awesome.
We've already had equipment manufacturers step up. They're sending equipment. We've had all kinds of people with YouTube channels, charitable places like Wood for Warriors. We've got some nonprofits that are showing up with their equipment. I know we'll get it done. And I mean, when I look back at what we did for Wood for Warriors in the short time that we were there,
Oh man.
I mean, Friday was supposed to be a light day, kind of getting ready for Saturday. And
Hysteria.
we hammered. No.
No, no.
This
You
was a
said
few
Wood for
weeks
Warriors.
ago when we were at Wood for Warriors.
This is Wood for Warriors.
I know.
You were here a few weeks ago?
Well, we're here at Wood for Warriors, but we were here a few weeks ago.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Why didn't I get the invite?
Well,
You did.
it's all right. We'll fill you in later.
This
Yeah.
exclusion
So
is more than I
this
can
is
handle.
this is the pre-recorded art of television right here. So we're actually seeing this in the future, Eric. Are you following us?
Is this
No,
like yesterday's
He's
Are you
history
picking
and
up-
He's
today's
standing on the
necessity?
curb. The bus has gone.
It ran me right over. What are you talking about?
Remember that squirrel we were talking about, Alan?
Squirrel.
Anyway,
Rabbit.
okay, so back to the cords thing. I have no idea how many cords we're doing this weekend, but I do know that they have 80 some veterans, and they promise them 2 dump trailer loads of wood each
Here.
per season, year, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
And these are about 1 cord loads, so we're looking for 170 cords of wood per year. That's the
That's the
workload,
goal.
and they're always adding more veterans. So we really need to be shooting for 200 cords, and I don't think we're going to hit that this year, but I think we're putting one big dent in it.
Yep.
Anything that we can do to take some of the load off of Aaron and Amber and the crew that's left behind when we're done is a big benefit to them.
Absolutely.
Now,
So-
Absolutely.
And the other week, speaking with Aaron, he and I were talking about it, and I asked him point blank. I said, "So the goal here is to take this to other states and have this spread as a grassroots thing across the
Yes,
country."
sir.
It
And
is.
It's not that one family or one group is going to sit there and take this load and do it all like he started out. What the idea, from my understanding, is that it'll be an organized event, a weekend event essentially at different locations
these
around
different
the
locations.
country,
Yep.
and everybody converges on that event and helps.
So
Yep.
Wood for Warriors is a 501c nonprofit. All the money that goes into Wood for Warriors stays in Wood for Warriors. And with it going into multiple states, there's going to be a board of directors. There's an open book for where that money goes. Nobody can hide where the money goes. Nobody can take any of the money and move it anywhere without everybody else knowing. So
That's
if,
the number
say,
one thing I love about this.
No
too.
CEO
Alan
salary.
takes over
Salaries.
Indiana. If Alan takes over Indiana and Aaron and Amber are here in North Carolina and they've got extra money and Alan says, "Hey, I'm short. I need to buy a load of firewood poles." Who's got money? If they have it, they can transfer it to Alan.
Well, from my understanding, there's no such thing as extra money. There's not even a such thing as
No.
enough money.
There's never enough firewood,
They
period.
From talking to Aaron, they have personally contributed to make up for shortcomings financially. Like, people need to understand, like, this is not
It's
even
no-
necessarily a break-even thing. Sometimes there are times where you have to make it work.
Right.
I mean,
and
think about the thousands
you-
of dollars that everybody spent to drag this equipment down,
Yeah.
the wood that was delivered, the time
Yeah.
that was spent. None of it's free.
None of
And
it's
the most
free.
valuable thing that anybody has is time. So
Yep.
the amount of time that was volunteered for that weekend to get that done and put the dent in that for these guys, again,
I'd say the
shows
fir-
what this Woodhound community is for.
Yep. It
I'd
is.
say the first day of the event down here the other week was probably 50 to 60 people there anyway.
Yeah, and it was
Easy.
hot.
And we're not even counting the machines that were
Right,
there
right.
that these folks brought at their expense.
At least 3 processors, 4 processors plus.
Well, we have 4 processors, 3 or 4 skid steers.
Logox has been a big part of this.
When was this? A few weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
I know Logox has sent us, 2
so we're not here right now.
We're here right now.
Yeah.
We're
See,
here.
he's still trying to catch the bus.
I'm just messing with it.
He's just trying to catch the bus.
just messing
He's
with
okay.
you.
He's late for school, Dad.
We have 4 processors. I think only 2 are actually like functioning. Yeah. It's slightly embarrassing, but we don't want to talk about too much. But
2-ish. Yeah, ish. Yep. It happens.
But one of them did get a head start this morning.
Kind of.
For a minute.
It got a start?
For a minute.
It put wood on the ground before anyone else.
There you go.
It did.
For a couple hours.
Yep. And then it...
That's better than nothing. What?
Kaput. Man, just stopped. Sometimes it happens.
What happened?
Well, that's what we were trying to figure out. We haven't found out yet.
I would like to know as well.
Well,
if you figure out before I do, let me know.
You can report back.
Maybe by the time people watch this, we'll know. I bet we'll know then.
I bet.
Oh, yeah.
Probably so. Probably so.
And we probably won't bother asking.
But I mean, when you look at
put it in there,
all of what goes on, and I mean, we got a peanut gallery standing behind us staring, and they're figuring out. And I know the peanut gallery was helping and was doing everything that they could to get everything done too, because I saw them over there working. I mean,
think they were throwing peanuts.
Hey, that sometimes happens too, but I mean, that's half the fun, right?
I just got one question.
Uh-oh, peanut gallery's got a question.
Did you guys pick this time to do the podcast while we were still out there working?
Were you working?
Yeah, so I just got done stocking wood.
Well, that's
Really?
fantastic.
Thank you.
Hey, let's give him a hand, guys. Hey, there you go.
Hey, hold on a minute. Hold out your hands. Let me see your hands. Give me those hands. Give me those hands. My gosh, we got more wood than fits.
So I mean, when you look at it, again, the volunteers and everybody that comes together for a cause like this, and because it's for the veterans, I think that draws a bigger crowd in general, because we couldn't do any of the stuff that we do without the veterans doing what they did for us. And I think that's something that gets lost, especially on the younger generations, because they just don't quite understand what that's all about. And I know when I was younger, I would have been the same way. I would have been like, yeah, well, whatever. But as I get older, maybe a little wiser, I don't know if I'm wiser or not, but as I get older, I realize, hey, I wouldn't have what I have, and I wouldn't be able to do what I do if these guys hadn't made that sacrifice for me. So
I'm into that.
If they need a couple of cords of firewood, the least I can do is put in some time to get them a couple of cords of firewood, because they gave up years of their lives. Some of them gave up their lives and left families behind, and that's our job to help take care of them, because that's what we're supposed to do.
And a cord of firewood is a lot of wood to the average person.
It is.
Like, I mean, that's an intimidating task for them to come up with.
Yep.
And, and for us, we're like, oh, that's, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes, whatever. Nope, whatever it is, it's like, it's not that big of a deal. To us, it's so easy to do that. And some of us pay for our wood, and the rest of us go out and get it the hard way, whatever. But no matter how you come up with it, you've got time and effort or expense involved.
Nothing in this world's free.
But to turn it into the finished product of firewood is not that big of a deal. It's always paid in blood.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But for us to make that finished product is pretty quick and easy.
Yep.
But it means a lot to the recipient, because that could have been 3 months of weekends of doing it, whatever means they have.
And
whether
for some of us that do it full time, it's just another thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even look at it as volume or anything like that. We're
It's
just
such an easy
work.
way for us to help, is all I'm saying.
Right.
It's a no-brainer to us.
I don't feel like I'm working when I do things like this.
No, we were having a
Anybody that
blast.
has a heart shouldn't,
Yeah, we're having a blast.
We've talked about it quite a bit. If we all had enough money, we'd just go around and do all these charitable events and the heck with working.
all the
Because
time.
I enjoy doing this stuff more than anything else. One, for the camaraderie of the people that are there, and two, knowing that the purpose of what we're doing is going to somebody that truly needs it.
It's one of the last places where you can find truly decent, good-hearted people.
Yeah.
Now this is all kind of new stuff to you. Did you ever think that you'd be out doing this kind of thing a couple years ago?
I never thought. I've always fooled with firewood. I've burned wood forever. Used to sell wood now, but honestly, I didn't realize that this was kind of a thing.
And then you get a group of people together, and all of a sudden what should be hard work and not a whole lot of fun, you see everybody smiling, picking on each other, chasing people with chainsaws that aren't echoes and things like that. I mean,
And
Or
you
Echo
managed-
makes a chainsaw.
They do. They're great.
Yeah, can't you hear the
I
echo?
saw him run one, and he didn't even break it.
No,
I
I
never
didn't.
watched a YouTube
Only thing
video
that'll
of a
hold
guy
up to
cutting
me,
timber
Alan.
with an Echo.
Well, you know,
Nope.
it's kind of like you don't see too many YouTube videos of people on a moped either.
Ouch.
Woo!
I
That's
walked
some hot
into it.
firewood.
I walked into it.
That's some hot firewood because that's a big burn, baby.
That's all right. There's also not a lot of videos of people running all woods, but they're the fastest splitter out there. So I mean,
you know
it
what they
is
say
it
about
is.
echoes.
Oh, here we go.
They're
I
kind
don't
of
know.
like mopeds. They're fun to ride until your friends find out.
Oh.
They are. And even when they do find out, when yours is still running after one pull and they're over there working on
Oh,
theirs.
here we
then,
go.
you know,
Hang
there's
on,
others.
guys. Hang on. I got to go get my mud boots. It's getting deep in here.
Yeah, you got your Crocs on, so I understand.
I've worked today,
Russ
man.
is going to go get his Poulon Wild thing next.
Oh, I had
said
one of those
Poulon.
once.
I don't doubt it.
It was a
He broke
hand
it
down.
too.
A hand down.
Yeah.
I couldn't find one that would run long enough to hand down.
Well, that's why I
anybody but
got
the
it
trash
because
man.
it wasn't running.
So you were a dumpster diver. Just say it.
No, it actually came from my dad's father. He used to buy a new Pool and Wild thing every year because he didn't want to tune it up, right? And he didn't know how to work on chainsaws. He'd tune it up and it'd never run again. So he'd just toss it over by the bench and go get another one.
And this is no offense to anybody that uses a pull-on saw
No.
at all. Honestly, I mean,
Hey, if you're using it just a couple times a year, there's really no point spending more money. But
if
Well,
it
it's like
does
that
what you need
V4
it to
$100
do,
chainsaw I have. That V4 $100 chainsaw runs
Just
fantastic.
don't buy one.
if it does what you need it to do, that's really all that matters.
All right. The last part of it would be the ride home. We've got less than 8 minutes. Let's
All right,
talk
we're
about
going
it.
home. Bring us
Well-
home, Alan.
Eric, you started off.
By golly, I don't know. We're on the way home, and Alan's talking about wanting to start up a podcast. And, I don't know what. We got. Which part of this do you want?
You came up with the name.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why, but I was like,
Just
call
came
it
out.
God, Guns, and Sawdust. And he's like,
Dude,
I love it. Yeah.
This is the hope. What in the world, Eric? Where'd you come up with this? I don't know. I just thought of it. I was like, man, that is one awesome. That's
And
it.
we're driving up and down the mountains, and I mean,
geez.
I'm like, man, I hope you're getting a pic. I'm driving, I'm like, man, I hope you're getting a picture of this. Get a video of that. Like it was gorgeous. I mean, it was just beautiful.
feeling-
It was a Sunday morning, and there was a little bit of fog and a lot of sun, and it was majestic, honestly, and it was
Majestic.
it was like God was
That's a big
giving
word.
us
Dude.
this scenery as a reward
fancy.
for our week of hard work.
Yep.
Honestly, it's what it felt like. It's a Sunday morning. Everyone else is in church, and we're trying to drive home to Indiana. We got a long drive.
well,
We're dog tired. I mean, flat, exhausted is not. That's an understatement.
We went.
And
we
we're
went
like,
full blast.
look at this beautiful scenery. And I'm like, I hope you're getting a picture of this. Hope you're getting a video of this. And he's talking about the podcast, and I think we're just talking to stay awake almost. And
that's
know,
that's
I
kind
just-
of a reward. Even
It
though
was.
everybody else is in church and it's a Sunday morning, that view and that sight, that was a way of being reminded that what you were doing was the right thing.
Oh, I still wish I was in the worship service, but I mean, yeah, it was a awesome time that we had to talk about God, talk about how we all came together at the last minute, and wow, it's just amazing what Americans can do together to help other people.
and I'm,
And-
we're not all of us that went are even saved, and not all of us go to church regularly.
But we
But
lead by example. That's what
everybody-
we're supposed to do.
Everybody in our group, you could call or ask any of them right now, and every single person that was there would tell you, no, we have never in our life felt God's presence that much ever at any one time. It was all day, every day, and every little silly thing that happened that would be a major setback or annoyance to anybody. At least I saw it. It was this. So if Sean will pop that board up real quick.
I will show you guys what's up.
I'll give him a split second.
He's working on it.
while
He'll
they're
get there.
doing that, one thing
There
that
it
There
y'all-
it is.
Okay, so this was our load board. We had all these. We had 10 or 12 different people hauling wood all day, every day, and so I was like, I got all these different places I've come up with that need firewood. I know there's a bunch more that do, but I don't know of all of them. So I would we put this whiteboard. I just screwed it to the side of my enclosed trailer. I was
That
like,
was
I
a
don't
lot
even
of
care.
them.
Like, we got to have some organization here. And I was like, I got these, there's people going places with no cell phone reception. And, you know, so we're like, okay, so on the right of the side of the board, there's two halves of the board there. So on the right side, we would write down places that we knew needed wood. And we'd have people write down the time they left and their name and then where they were going. And then they would put tally marks for each load.
Look at all them loads on that board.
They would put tally marks for each of these loads. And and then, you know, I was like, you know, if a place gets full and they can't take any more, then cross it off. And if you know of another one, write it down. And
They just kept doing it.
I mean,
It was coming from everywhere.
It was, I mean, overwhelming. And every time we had a breakdown, we had another little logistical problem. It was, you know, like I would get a big head and I'd be like, oh, we're going to be overrun with firewood. What are we going to do with all this wood? And I'd be like making phone calls like, hey, can you help us all? And then we'd have a breakdown. And then we're like, but it kind of worked out because
all worked out.
places started filling up with wood. In the first day, by 2 p.m. the first day or whatever, I don't remember, but we filled up every distribution hub in Swannanoa.
We did.
And we're like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that kind of
What am I going to do with all this firewood? And then I'm like, so here's our next problem. Now all of our trucks have to drive a lot further to go to other places that need the wood badly. Worse than Swannanoa did, actually.
Yep.
But it's going to take them so much longer to make a trip. I'm like, we're going to be drowning in wood. So I'm like, hey, can you help us all? Hey, can you help us all? And then we'd find out about other places that needed the wood. And then we had all these breakdowns. So
that kind of
it all tied
goes
together.
right in line
It
with
did.
the way we end everything all the time. You guys did a little bit every day because it went a long way, and you helped someone if you could because that's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do.
So what does that make for you, Mr. Allen?
Oh, that makes it a big Indiana, North Carolina boom, baby.